POW catches a lot of flack these days. There are various arguments for POW. What are the most powerful arguments for POW in your opinion? So, Joe, I've heard you speak on this. So why don't you kind of lay it out for us?
Okay, so the best benefit of proof of work that is the least popular with any regulatory agency is that coin creation is anonymous, right? So if I'm going to be a miner, I can download open source software and I can contribute to consensus and I get the initial emission of a token. And I don't have to give my identity to anyone. I don't have to KYC anywhere. And I am going to be able to provide a decentralized service absent any identity, right? And that is open. If I have the hardware requirements and an internet connection, I can sit anywhere in the world and I can contribute and essentially earn an income of tokens. Now, that is not something that I think proof of stake can fully replicate. You either need to have existing crypto, you need to have some kind of lazy mint NFT, which is a very, very, very small market relative to proof of work, or you need to buy it on an exchange, right? And that requires, KYC. So in terms of crypto being anonymous, proof of work does, crypto literally means hidden, right? So in terms of like that barrier of entry into market, I think proof of work is better. Now, does that come with trade-offs? Sure, it does. I'm not going to be someone that says proof of stake shouldn't exist and, we need to call in, Big Daddy to regulate in my favor, right? I think that's ridiculous. But I do think that the other aspect, aside from having, basically the anonymity aspect of participation being free and open, is a zero rate market, which is backwards to how crypto people generally think. But if I create an asset, right, and I create some store of value, and it has a programmability to where I have the potential to earn a return, coming into a market that doesn't have a built-in mechanism of either inflation or return creates a lower barrier of entry for me to build something that's potentially profitable. So if I could build something in proof of work that is organic, it's open source, it's use driven, and it offers 0.1% return, I'm outperforming the market rate of proof of work, which is zero, right? And so I think that creates an environment where if I can build something that actually, not one of these APY driven madhouses that we see sometimes in crypto, but something that's actually based on use, right? If I could overcome the barrier of zero, there's an incentive for people to use it. If somebody can, overcome whatever my return is based on use, and it's still incredibly low, there's an incentive to use it because it outperforms the market rate. Some tokens have an insane market rate where, if I had like a 20% APY in reality, right? Number one, how do I create a product that creates that type of return regularly? I'm outperforming basically every financial asset that exists in the traditional world at that point. At that point, it's like, I don't know, loan sharking, right? But good luck getting, all of your lending back in loan sharking, but that's essentially loan sharking rates, right? It's not necessarily a broadly sustainable business. It's more of a short targeted, you need a very particular set of actors that are willing to accept those type of rates, and you need no other, access in the market to do that. So zero market rate is huge, and being anonymous out of the gate is huge. And those two things cannot be replicated in proof of stake. I'm never going to say proof of stake shouldn't exist and blah, da, 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 da. Those are just two things that proof of stake can't really replicate in the same way proof of work can.
Yep, and there you have it, folks. That's I know Joe's passionate about these subjects, especially, and great to hear this nice summation of just everything and everything about POW and why POW. I mean, I think that each one of these have their own.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, well, have their own use case. But yeah, absolutely agree with you on many of the things that you say about POW. I don't feel that it's obsolete. I don't feel like there isn't space for it, even with POS around as well. I don't think one is going to phase out the other one. It's just going to find its market.
Yeah,
Um,
I think both have natural advantages and incentives, right? But they're different. They are different. I think proof of stake usually has more evolved governance, and that is quite interesting. And stake pool operators somewhat are kind of like mining pools, and having a really distributed set of that is interesting. So I think there are a lot of unique use cases. It's just a matter of, without trying to say, we're going to regulate you out of existence because that's good for my wallet. It's a matter of saying, okay, what are the natural incentives here? What can you do in one that you cannot really replicate in the other? And then how do you build an economy on top of that? Because it's built on its strengths rather than, I don't know, regulate them, daddy. That's pathetic.
Regulate me, daddy. Not
Oh,
rub my daddy, regulate me, daddy.
Oh,
Yeah.
pathetic.
You know who you're talking about. We know who you're talking about there.